accreditation. You said that a component of the ZPAD for accreditation and authentication, got you right, has been dropped. So what happens in the polling units when the voter goes in and swipes his voter card, takes his thumbprint, and it is not verified? Will there be the use of incident forms as used to be in the past? The second comment is on extending technologies. I don't, the young man talked about using technologies in 4 years' time. Do the INEC rules permit the use of equipment like drones with cameras to overfly the very sensitive and problematic voting centers so that we can have recordings of goings on within that center? And my last comment will be on the issue of result sheets. Just reading through comments and on the internet, you've had accusations and insinuations that some people are writing results because of access to result sheets. As an assurance, is it possible that the 192 result sheets for ward collations, the 18 result sheets for the local government collations, and the result sheet for the state can be authenticated? I know there are security features, but we'll be very glad to see that we have only, the specific numbers of result sheets signed by the REC and maybe the National Commissioner before they are distributed, so that we reduce the chances of result sheets being, which are unknown to you, being utilized for collation. I thank you.
Please, excuse me, which party?
People's Democratic Party.
PDP has taken up to...
There is an omission. I want to hide under the canopy of Section 39, freedom of expression.
Okay.
Respectfully. There is a widespread speculation and odium that military uniforms have been produced by some persons. I think it is imperative I draw the attention of the Inspector General of Police, the ever digital IGP, and the military men on ground, so that should they, now that they are aware, they should draw up a modality to check the identification of any person that will go on military uniforms on such days, so that civilians will not abuse this privilege and use it to cause mayhem for the innocent citizen. Thank you very much.
Honorable candidate of the Labour Party. Quickly, I want to thank the National Chairman of INEC, Professor Mahmoud, and the leadership of INEC for your innovations and dedication towards attaining a credible, free and fair election in Edo State and in Nigeria. I want to equally commend the passion, the zeal and the intellect of the Inspector General of Police, but I listen passionately to your address. I saw in you in passion as a police officer that is ready to do his constitutional responsibility. Well, permit me to a little bit the academic here, Prof. and Chairman. Professor, I hold a PhD in political science. I've done research in election and electoral matters. We can't have a perfect election. We can have a very good election. And from all research reports, to have a very good election is dependent upon the leadership of INEC and the leadership of the police. I was a student of Professor Wonso UNN. We did a good election in 1993. Successful election. We've seen that Africans can conduct free and fair election. Professor Mahmoud can conduct a free and fair election. The IG can police our society, only if you are not partial. I want to urge you, Prof. IG, let us maybe in the research book of one of those that conducted and helped in the truly democracy in Nigeria. I summarize and I conclude by saying we can't have a perfect election. We can have a very good election. And this can only be consequent upon the impartiality of the INEC chairman and the General Police. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. I think we've come.
State in which the governor of that state is, how did they put it, on the campaign council of another party? Well, as a matter of policy, the commission does not deploy RECs to their states of origin. That commissioner is not from that state. That's the first point I would like to make. And secondly, when we deploy RECs, having been appointed as honorable people, we deploy them wherever the need arises, irrespective of who is doing what at any point in time. We don't deploy them simply on account of partisan considerations. In fact, it never occurred to me until the point was made that the chairman of the campaign council of one of the parties is the governor of the state where the resident electoral commissioner comes from. And it also immediately occurred to me that the Honorable Supervising National Commissioner for Rivers State is also here as the Supervising National Commissioner for Bayelsa State. And the Governor of Rivers State, I think, is chairman of the campaign council of the other party. We don't look at all these things when we deploy resident electoral commissioners. If there are issues and challenges of integrity, please draw the attention of the commission concretely rather than just make insinuations. We are so used to this when elections are around the corner. I told a friend yesterday that just be on the watch out. Immediately after Edo, we'll move to Ondo. 10 days to the election, they will turn on INEC and talk about all manner of people that we have interacted with since we were born. I think we have gone beyond that. We are honorable people, professional people who will do our jobs in good conscience and will not compromise our integrity for any reason. Vote buying. I think the IG will also comment on this issue. Remember, as the commission improves on the electoral process, some people find ways and means of compromising the process. When votes started counting, when you cannot be sure that if you induce a voter before the election will actually vote for you, some people started following the voters to the polling units with cash. What did we do? We responded by changing the configuration of the polling units so that there is no way a voter can indicate his or her choice to whoever is watching from a close proximity in order to induce that voter, having known which tendency he voted for.